what INEC did was not done without consideration for the various judgments that we have reached, because about 2 days ago, especially I think Wednesday evening, about 5 minutes to 5 p.m., we got an order from Ondo State High Court, which immediately emailed to our chairman at Abuja that night, and he got it before he closed in the office. The commission took it as with the hope that he would meet yesterday morning to deliberate. Only for us again yesterday to see another judgment from another court in Abuja. So the judgment of Ondo State High Court, that judgment was okay. Again, this one is being the last judgment before the release of the candidate's name. The commission felt that name should now be used. So hence, Jimoh Ibrahim's name was on the list.
The INEC rec for Ondo State, Olusegun Agbaje, well, with all that drama emanating from the People's Democratic Party in Ondo State, it's not been a walk in the park for the main opposition in the state either. The All Progressives Congress, as it is, has had its fair share of challenges to deal with. 24 members of the APC had initially indicated interest in flying the party's ticket, but at the end of the day, Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu emerged winner at the primary, having scored 669 votes to beat his closest rival, Mr. Olusegun Abraham, who scored a total of 635 votes. While most of the other aspirants rejected the results from the primaries, from the APC primary, and have gone ahead to appeal against Rotimi Akeredolu's candidature. One of them, in fact, Mr. Olushola Oke, has cross-carpeted to the Alliance for Democracy, the AD, and he's now the party's governorship candidate. His candidacy also has come with its own problems. Some AD members claim that Mr. Oke is not a member of the party and has not gone through the process of due process for electing a governorship candidate as stipulated by the party's constitution. Well, to shed more light on some of these issues, I'm joined by the DG of the Rotimi Akeredolu Campaign Organization. He's the DG Communications for the Rotimi Akeredolu Campaign Organization, Mr. Bola Ajimuda. Many thanks for joining us on the program.
Well, thank you.
I'm also joined by a member of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Segun Showumi. Thank you for joining in.
Hello, how are you?
Well, let's get down straight to the conversation. I'll start with you, Segun. Why the clamor for the soul of Ondo State, as the case is? All the parties, the various parties, have one issue or the other. Everybody seems to be jostling for the number one position.
I think the first and most important thing to say is that it is most unfortunate. Had politicians developed the attitude of staying with their own parties without hopping up and down from one platform to the other, maybe some of these matters would have eventually normalized over time. But the times you observe the heightening of these kinds of issues is when the incumbent is not likely to be a candidate in that election. Because of the quote and unquote excessive capacity of the incumbent, whoever is the incumbent at that time, whichever party belongs, to manage issues. Usually when he's seeking a second time and all that, there's a lot of mildness and calmness. We don't want to go in. But once the incumbent is not a candidate in that election, then everybody thinks that it's an election that obviously they can win. And so that may have been really responsible. But beyond that, those who, speaking for PDP now, those who midwifed our party into existence sometimes in 1998 and 1999, they had given us what ordinarily should have been our Bible with which we go by, which is free, fair, and transparent processes. Both primaries for selecting the leaders of the party at the ward, local government, state, zone, and national, and also a free and fair, transparent primaries to pick candidates. One of the reasons why it appears as if PDP has found itself in this kind of quagmire is because, for some reasons, those who have had undue capacity, either as former president, as president when they were seated, or as governors, when they are governors, have over pushed their own wishes, notwithstanding what the
so
other people...
in other words, you're saying that there are certain political elements that have overbearing influence. Is that what you're saying?
Had we stuck to the instructions of our founding fathers, which is free, fair, all-inclusive and transparent primaries, where would the problems come from? Anybody who loses in a free, fair and transparent primaries for an election will know he has lost. But when you muscle it from the grassroots, you use your overbearing interest, then people that have capacity also must be entitled to seek redress wherever they can find it.
Okay, before I go over to Mr. Jimuda, it seems as if the PDP were walking in murky waters as it is. That it's the party is walking in murky waters. Does the PDP stand a chance? Do you see the PDP standing a chance?
The election in Ondo,
with several issues on ground, unpaid salaries, jobs, and all that.
No. The election in Ondo is that of PDP to lose. What do I mean by that? However you rationalize it, the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria as a political brand is sufficiently robust that it can go to the polls. And remember that when we go to elections, it is actually the party that is presenting candidate, and it is the party that people are voting. Of course, some issues has to do with the actual personality that is carrying the flag of the party, but most often times than not, each of the political parties have their traditional followers.
Right.
There are people that no matter what you do, they will go PDP.
Okay, just a moment. We'll take a moment. When we come back, we'll get some other perspective into this discussion. Stay with us.